Hey guys, it's Abby or By the Angel Books. Today I'm here with the Bookoutlet Haul. Now this is definitely not an unboxing because I literally could not wait. I just take this up again for y'all. I totally have taken every single book out of here because I have zero patience. So I'm just going to show you the books that were in that box originally that I've now taken out because all I do is buy books. I have a serious problem. I need to go on like a 12-step program, but you know what? I have them now, so I'm going to show you them. I have about 15 books in this haul. Anyway, so yeah, so it is kind of a lot of books. I am going to be giving very short synopsises, so like the last haul, I'll leave all the Goodreads links below, and like the more popular books, I'll give less synopsises. I think that's how you synopsi. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just rambling on, so let's get into the haul. So the first book I have here is A Month of Sundays by Ruth White. This book is about a girl named Garnet who's grown up just herself and her mother, but then her mother decides to go to Florida and find jobs without her, so she leaves her with her aunt. Now her aunt is one of those people who thinks everything happens for a reason, and her aunt also has cancer, so she thinks that Garnet was sent to her in order for her to find God, in order for her to find religion because of cancer, and she's like worried about it and stuff. I guess that was kind of a bad explanation. Anyway, in this whole journey to find religion, Garnet and her aunt go to a different church every single week, which is why it's A Month of Sundays, because you go to church on Sunday. Now I'm really excited to read this book just because, being Christian, I do know that like even if it's in the same denomination, every single church has like its own kind of vibe, I guess, its own feel, like its own people. They're all different, so I'm just excited to get into this and kind of experience all the different churches. Now I'm sure there's going to be a lot of characters, which is one of my favorite parts about book because I love people. Next book I have here is it Night or Day by Fern Schumer Chapman. I got it. I always have a really hard time saying that name. I've tried it like 10 times now. Anyway, this is a historical fiction novel based on true events, and it is about the 1,000 Children Project in America during the time of the Holocaust. In this book, we're following our protagonist, Edith, who is a 12-year-old girl moving from her hometown in Germany to Chicago, Illinois, and it's just kind of her journey. Now, actually, this author's mother was a part of this, like, in real life, and so I think that's gonna be cool, because obviously this author has a lot of good information, so I think it's gonna be very historically accurate and a very well-done novel. The next book I have here is My Book of Life by Angel by Martine Leavitt. I don't know how to say that name, but yeah. First of all, I just want to say I adore this cover, and like the actual texture of it is kind of like grainy and weird, and I like it a lot. Despite this cover and all its beauty, the story inside is supposedly very, very like deep and dark. From what I gather from the synopsis, it's kind of like a human trafficking story in modern times about the 16-year-old girl named Angel, and she meets this guy and she thinks he's great, but then discovers he is not. I feel like from the very beginning of my book outlet shopping, I've put this in here like at least 5 times, like in my cart at least 5 times, and I always take it out because I want a different book or I just don't know that I want to read it yet. And this time I was like, no, you put this in your cart like 5 times. It seems like it's going to be good. It's going to be a toughie, but it's going to be, I like books that make you think and books that make you realize things about the world. So I'm going to read this. Now the next 3 books I'm going to say together just because I want to. So first I have The Geography of You and Me, The Statistical Probability, I Would Love at First Sight, and finally This Is What Happy Looks Like, all by Jennifer E. Smith. Now buying all 3 of these books seems kind of like an impulse buy for me because no, I actually have not read this author before, and yet I bought 3 of her books. Although I have heard amazing things that this author does great contemporary, and I want to have some good contemporaries on my TBR. I'm trying to read more deep, dark, and like supernaturals and what all that fun stuff. That's what I like to read, but I do like to read contemporary in it, and if these all sounded like super duper cute love stories, and that's sometimes you just need that. So I got all 3 of these from Jennifer E. Smith. Next 2 books I'm also putting together because it's 2 of the 3 Lux series, like bind-ups of the books kind of things. I have Lux Beginnings and Lux Opposition, and yes, I do realize I'm missing the middle one, but it wasn't on Bookoutlet. Now these 2 are very similar to My Book of Life by Angel. I keep putting these in my cart again and again and again, and yet I keep taking them out. But this time I was like, no, I'm gonna get it. The Onyx series is actually a pretty popular series, but I just haven't read it yet. But for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like an alien kind of supernatural romance, whatever. That's what I gather. I am excited. I hear wonderful things from this series. I actually have not heard very many bad reviews, and I hear people rave on about this series. I hear them use their characters and like tags and stuff, and they all sound so fantastic, and I'm excited. The next book I have here is The Prince of Venice Beach by Blake Nelson. I don't know why, but I just like love this book. Like the cover, everything. It just makes me happy. So this book is about this dude who is a runaway teen, and he lives in Venice Beach, and he surfs, he's got his bros, he's always having a ball, he's having a great time. Until these police officers come up to him and ask him to help them find a missing teen, because he knows everyone in Venice. That's like his thing. So he is put on the search for this girl named Reese who does not want to be found. I'm just excited. I don't know too much about it, but I'll probably get into it in the summer because like beaches and whatnot, but yeah. The next book I have here is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I have heard very mixed reviews. With all the top books of 2015 coming out, I've seen tons of people put these on their tops, and I've actually seen people put these on their worst books. This book I have seen so many different reviews on. Despite the mixed reviews, a lot of people love this book, and it was a big deal last year, and I didn't get into it then, obviously, because I'm buying it now, but I am excited. I am excited to pick this up. I keep saying excited. I hate myself. Next book I have here is Ask the Passengers by A.S. King. Another one that I hear a lot of people love. A girl named Astrid lives in a house where airplanes fly past quite a bit, and she just always asks the people in the plane her questions and stuff, and she imagines them just in their little plane, which seems ridiculous, right? But then like things start to happen with those questions, and she starts to find answers, and it's kind of weird because how would people in a plane hear you? I'd be completely wrong on this. Honestly, I haven't done too much research into this because I kind of want to go into it blind because I just hear it's really good. But yes, A.S. King, Ask the Passengers. I really like the cover of this as well. It's very beautiful. Next book I have here is Ketchup Clouds by Annabelle Pitcher. I am so excited for this book. First of all, just like Ketchup Clouds, like, and the cover, I love it. I love weird, quirky things. Anyway, this book is about a girl named Zoe who has an unconventional pen pal, an inmate at a jail. Kind of pen paling her story about how she fell for these boys and supposedly killed one. I'm pumped. There, word other than excited. I am pumped for this book. I love the name, I love the cover, and I love the premise, so. The next book I have here is Skye, Harper by Carol Lynch Williams. I don't know a ton about this book except for the fact that it's about a road trip, and this girl and her grandmother, I believe, go on a road trip to find her mother in Hollywood, who left 11 years ago. Basically, they steal their neighbor's motorhome. They didn't ask permission, they just took off in it, and little too late do they find out that this boy is asleep inside of it. The boy that our main protagonist has a crush on. So I, for one, am an absolute sucker for road trip books. I like to read about them. I actually don't like road trips myself that much, but I love to read about them. I love it. I love it so much. So when summer rolls around, because that's when I like to read about them, I'm picking up this one. I'm picking up this one. The very final book I have is You by Carolyn Kepnes. I have heard so much about this book. So much about this book, and I am so excited to read it. I've heard so many people say it's one of their favorite books, and I've heard people say they absolutely hate this book, which is why I'm so excited to read it. I love books with like super polar opposite opinions. I love it. For those of you who don't know, this is essentially about this girl who walks into a bookstore, and the guy who sees her there is just smitten. He then becomes very obsessive and stalkerish, and I believe a relationship develops, but it's definitely not a healthy one, and this whole book is just about that and unhealthy relationships and times of social media, and I just hear it makes you think so much, and everybody who's read it, who's liked it, say they just think about it all the freaking time. And like I said earlier, I love books that make you think. So that concludes my book outlet haul. I do hope all of you enjoyed. If you'd like, I'd love to see you guys comment below, give this video a like, and even subscribe, but of course only if you want to. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!